Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will. We promise it's something to do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will.
Yeah, we
promise
get it.
It's something.
We get it. We get it.
It's something to do. This
For
is
one of us.
this is the photo that Brooke made of Bridget.
Good. That's good.
I
When
was
you
like,
say that, you're like, good effort.
"Oh,
Good. I love how hard you tried.
that is not what mom looks like. I mean, how scary is that? Why would you even? Ugh.
I don't know, man. Who knows what goes on in the minds of kids? But she must have been so proud about it. Or was she just like, hey, I drew a picture of you.
No,
This
she
is what you look like to
She
me
took
right
him
now.
out of the room so I wouldn't do this. But this is the other one that was a little bit better.
Who did that one?
Brooke.
Oh, so she drew two different pictures?
Yeah, because I said, this one's a little scary. This one's a little less scary, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
And
the one on
here's-
the one with the blonde hair,
Yeah.
you could have, there's like not that there's not artistic value in the one that's got the super red lips.
No, it's great. But
Wait.
and then here's Dad.
Yeah, that tracks. What are you wearing? What are your pants? What are your pants? What's on your pants? Is that your blood? Those little blood spots? Like, I don't know. My dad is always bleeding for some reason.
Oh,
There he is.
like that's what you think I look
This
like?
is my impression of my dad. With blood all over his pants.
And I'm totally gray. You're 6. I have brown hair. It's there.
She's like at breakfast being like, hey, I saw a commercial for this thing called Just for Men. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but maybe you could try it sometime. It might be fun. We could do it together. But all of that totally tracks with, when you're a kid and you see your parents. Well, I guess by the time my kids are older, like old enough to be drawing, like I probably will be told, well, I don't know, I'll be totally great, but I will be older. Right. And so, but when I was a kid and my parents were, when I was like 5 and my parents are like 35, you would look at your parents, you're like, oh my God, they look so old. And then you hit 35, you're like, I look like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
And
I'm killing it.
Yeah. And they don't really you don't match what they think of you until you're like 60.
I'm 45
In my case, I might
a week,
actually
and I
be
think I look
60.
fantastic for 45. I mean, I have muscles.
Yeah. But it's like the kids don't perceive you that way. They just perceive you as
No, you're just
He's an
no. They
old
don't
man.
care. Even if
you're just an old.
well, that's
old
what all
man.
the celebrities talk about is their
You're
kids
not.
don't do
They're
it.
9. What? How
Don't
old?
care.
7, 8,
It's 6 and 10.
6 and 10. 10. Oh my God. You're 4 times older than she is.
Yeah.
You might as well be the fucking crypt keeper.
Well, but they don't care. Like they don't even, no matter what it is you're doing and all that stuff, like a lot of celebrities will talk about that is their kids, even like major celebrities will say, oh, did you watch Iron Man or, for Robert Downey Jr. and things like that.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, I don't care.
They don't care until they're older. Right.
Come on. What are we doing?
Yeah.
You live here
Yeah.
because of that stuff.
Yeah. No, I get that. But to me, that still feels separate. Like, every person can relate to their kids thinking they're old as dirt when they're like 40.
Well, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you look like you could have been fucking Ben Franklin in that picture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But you're 45 and a good looking 45 at that.
Listen, you and
But
I.
but as I said, the way your kid sees you,
We're on a
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't
smash hit
want
show.
to make it weird, but my daughter still says I'm very handsome and strong. And so
Oh, she does really?
just your kids who just
Yeah.
fucking are sick of you.
I got well, I got us 150,000 views yesterday.
I'm so glad.
It's not translating.
No, I'm so
But
glad.
it happened.
Where's the check?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
didn't come with one? No, weird. So weird. It's almost like exactly what I've been telling you is exactly the truth.
But 150,000 people watched what we're doing. That's pretty good. However, on YouTube, it's
The place where you can earn money.
22 people.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
whatever it is.
30 fucking people.
I wanted to give a very quick shout out to Jason Kennedy. A big congratulations on you guys getting pregnant, and it's been wonderful working with you over the years, and I'm so glad.
We're trying to get a job with him.
No, I he's a friend of mine, and I want to make sure that
we can send this clip to him.
I don't know if he watches any of this stuff, but
no, of course he doesn't.
I want to make sure that he gets a shout out. He and I were texting. And so
yeah, it's great. No, it's very happy news. Very happy news.
Very happy.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
Those are the two big. What is going on, man? We had no power on Monday. I think the story is that there was a chase that ended in a car hitting a power pole down the street from us. And so
I think I may have seen that.
Early Monday morning, like 3 a.m., power goes out and then comes back on. And then maybe like 20 minutes later, there's like, you heard this weird, like, I'm the only way I can describe it is like as a surging noise, like, and then a transformer blew, and then we had no power from 4 a.m. till 3 p.m. And then from 3 to 4:30 we had power. And then, from 3 to 4:15 ish we had power. And then it went out again until from 4:15 in the afternoon until 5.
Do y'all have a generator?
No.
So I have a generator out back, and it's got it runs on propane, and it'll run
your house,
like
part of your
fridge and TV and things that are mandatory, just so like to get updates on things.
Yeah.
And they don't cost much. They're like $500 you get them at Costco.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that would have been good to know. I mean, at some point we will. Well, I don't know. Whether we're going to stay in this house forever or not, it remains to be seen. But I would like to put solar panels on at some point and have batteries.
Mm-hmm.
So just like basically camped in the car all day. We took the kids swimming down at my grandfather-in-law's, and then kids napped in the car, and then had dinner at grandma's because we were just like, look, at anytime the power goes out at our house during the day, it goes from 75 degrees to 90 degrees in the house in a matter of like minutes. So it was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here with this.
That's why I had the whole
kids.
house. I put all new insulation in, like R60.
Yeah.
And so the whole house has been re-insulated and all that kind of thing, and got a new air conditioner and all that stuff, and then a generator. Yeah. I mean, come on, care about your family, for Christ's sake. I mean, what are we doing? Get a generator.
I need a job first, and I think as we've made clear,
it's a $500
this
purchase.
ain't gonna do it. My air conditioner, I think, is the original air conditioner that was put into the house. It is the size of a fucking Jetta. It's enormous. It's so big. It's so big.
And all it does is the clink and clank and clink and clank.
Oh my God, it's so loud, and it eats up so much power.
Of course.
Yes.
Get a new one. They're not cheap.
Well, here's why. And I'll tell you why we're not doing any of this stuff now, because we can't live here for forever.
Well,
We're
then
gonna
come
have
over
to add
here.
on. I'm
Come to
not coming
Sherman
to,
Oaks.
huh?
Come to Sherman Oaks, where somebody lives. Not me, but someone.
Well, no, well, we have to like, there's a lot of stuff that needs to get figured out. Work
course.
stuff. Where's McKenna going to be working, and how many days a week will she be working there? And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to sell
But
my home.
It got so
And
expensive
then-
over here.
Exactly. And so I don't want to sell my home and wind up in someplace the exact same size, just in a different neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Well, but if it's better, you have sidewalks and you don't have to.
Oh,
deal
no.
with
I don't have a
Lily
shitty,
riding
I don't have a
around-
shitty
running
neighborhood.
around.
I got a good neighborhood.
No,
Um,
I'm not saying you don't.
Then
I'm
what,
just
what
saying-
are you telling me?
Well, I'm just saying, come over to some place that's a little softer.
I don't want to go to Sherman Oaks. My place is totally fine. They're
Yeah, but-
shooting a Sonos commercial down the street right now. It's fine. It's fine here.
What's his name? Rodriguez, the director, works with
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, they almost rented our house to do a movie. And that's like
Nice.
$4,500 a day.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This is McKenna said, because like we got to fix up our house so we can rent it out. For that shit. I was like,
it was out of 2 houses, and they took the other one. I was like, oh, that was $4,500 a day.
I like my neighborhood. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my neighborhood. But I do
No, I
want a
like your
bigger
neighborhood
house.
too. It's similar to ours.
Yeah, but I want it, but we need we're gonna need a bigger place. But
if
it's
you-
as
yeah.
you said, like real estate here is fucking insane. There's
It's
a place that was 15 or 1600 square feet in our neighborhood that sold for 2.1 million fucking dollars.
That right, exactly. I bought this when I was 28.
3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
It does have a pool.
Well, here's the thing. So here, exactly the same thing. So our friends put their house for 1.2 on the market down the street, and it's 1,600 square feet. And I said, this is going to sell for over, 1.3 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, she's like, no, there's no way. Sold.
Yeah.
1.3 because they're getting a bidding war. So ours is 1.45. And if we were to put it up, it was 1.6 probably.
Yes.
And that doesn't make
exactly.
sense.
So then the problem would be like, yeah, can we make a bunch of money selling our house? Absolutely.
But then where do we go?
Where do you go unless you're moving somewhere else? And I'll be fucked if I'm going to move somewhere else right now.
Yeah, well, we moved to, I won't mention a
I
city,
will.
but you
What am I
know,
city, I have no problem. What am I gonna like move to Texas? No, thank you. Like I'm not
or,
interested.
or deeper into the.
I mean, there was
you know.
definitely a minute where like during the early pandemic where I looked at a place, not like, well, I mean, like looked, I went on Redfin and saw a place in like Newhall that was a compound. It had like a 5-bedroom house and a guest house and a pool and a tennis court. And it was like $1.8 million, which in a lot of places that feels very reasonable. But if you're not in Southern California, you might think like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's not
But
really.
exactly. But if you're in Southern California and you're like, oh, 1.8 million home in Los Angeles is 3 bedrooms, as I've just said, 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and it's like 1,900 square feet. You know what I mean? So there was a second where I was like, fuck, should we move to Newhall?
Well, I've got a friend that bought a house for $20,000.
That's literally the most.
I can't even process that.
I can't either.
I mean, I can't. It doesn't even compute
No.
that
No.
you're.
And then like,
You know-
what's the? I can't remember. It's like I'd rather be alive in California than dead somewhere. No, that's not it. I'd rather be dead in California than alive in whatever other state it is.
I don't know where it is.
I don't know. I can't remember what the saying is. It's like somebody's like obviously very snarky statement. I will live here until there's no water and it's a hellscape, until it's literally 100 degrees every day, and then we'll have to go somewhere else. But
Well, but you and I are in a situation where we can take care of things and make sure that everything's okay. even in this
Well,
environment.
Pete, yes, for now, right? There will come a point where it's like, hey, guess what?
We're
You have to join a roving band of marauders to get water. It's like, no, maybe we should move somewhere else where they have water.
Why are you Googling gypsies?
Yeah, I'm not interested in, and if it were to happen right now,
There's
literally
anything wrong
right
with
now,
gypsies.
I'm physically fit, and yes, I could join a gang of marauders and do fine.
Yeah.
10 years from now, gonna be a different story. When I'm pushing 50, I'm not gonna want to be doing that, Pete. I'm gonna want to retire to a place where it rains. If I can retire, which who even fucking knows? I saw a story the other day of like Social Security is going to be insolvent in fucking a decade. So I don't know if that's true or not, but what am I even doing?
I wrote down how much I hate unsolicited advice. Do you ever get advice and you're like, I didn't ask?
No, not really.
Like every once in a while, someone will give you advice and you're like, you know what? I didn't ask.
I'm afraid I might be a giver of unsolicited advice.
Well,
as a way to like, and people might take it that way, but generally it's just like this would be my solution. What's your solution? Let's talk about it together. Let's problem solve.
Yeah.
And that's how
that's the way to, yes.
And I might put it out and it might come out as unsolicited advice. That's why listen, no. I don't tell people my.
But there's a lot of times that you'll just have a conversation and you just want to have a conversation. And
like mentioning somebody like I should get a generator. Go fuck yourself, Pete. Mind your own goddamn business. What do you think we're on a podcast together? You can tell me what to do with my life. We are my fucking parents. Fuck you.
That's not unsolicited advice.
Take your unsolicited advice. I didn't ask for what I should do. I'm a grown up. I know fucking what I should do.
I'm talking about
it up your ass
emotionally. You know what I mean? So if somebody were to say something to you, like this is what you have to change about who you are.
Oh,
that doesn't work for me. I will ask, and I'll ask the people that I trust to give me advice. However, you end up talking to somebody and they just give you this advice and you're like, well, I didn't ask for advice. I was kind of just venting.
I remember one time I was like, yeah, I think I might lose my job. And somebody was like, you should start a podcast.
And it became a smash hit.
Now I'm sweating my balls off in my garage for 30 people. So great. It's going so great. I'm so happy I listened to this person.
That's not advice. That's like, let's just talk and see if anybody gives a shit.
I think we know nobody does. Could have had this conversation. I could have had this conversation at Starbucks on a phone and more people would have heard.
Don't.
I could be the guy driving around Los Angeles with you on my speakerphone in my car with my volume cranked up and my windows down, and more people would hear this.
Oh, that got me. Oh shit.
What's the phrase? It's funny because it's true.
Oh, you got me right where it hurts.
Your toe?
My collapsed lung.
All your whole body problems.
By
the way, talking about like handling things, getting things done, and protecting the family.
Yes.
You're falling apart at the seams, bro.
No, everything's good.
You can't sleep. Your toe hurts all the time. You bleed at just like the slightest drop of anything.
No, it's all good.
Talk about being the victim of a marauding road of bandits.
Listen, having everything go well is not funny.
I know, but it does make for a much nicer life.
Well, yeah, but it's not funny if you're a show
Only if you
that
give
has
it,
tens of followers.
only if you give a shit if people think you're fucking funny. I don't give a shit.
Why wouldn't you give a shit? You know, I care about you.
I don't care.
You don't care about me?
Well, of course I care about you, but I don't care if anybody thinks, if any person that I don't know thinks I'm funny. So much so that like I would trade. So if it was like have a nice life or have a bunch of shit happen to me so I could have a good podcast. Are you fucking out of your mind?
It just happens.
Are you
Like,
fucking out of your mind? I would much rather just have like a nice, happy life.
Finger and I get a cut on my wrist because they just cut me.
Your kid tried to cut your wrist.
Yeah, no, they're just playing around and they
like she's playing around with an X-Acto knife, took a swipe at me.
well they
I have news for you, Pete. Your daughter tried to murder you.
Yeah, because I'm so big, they just
like,
all they want
come
to
here,
do
old
is
man.
climb you. So they're just climbing all over me.
Yeah, no, I can identify with that for sure. I was like leaning over the baby the other day, and my daughter tried to like hop on my like upper back, neck, and head.
Yeah.
She was like tried to like launch herself all at me, where she was like directly where the baby was directly in the landing zone if she were to fall off of me. I was like, oh God, don't crush the baby.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They want me to throw them on the beanbag because we have this huge beanbag. And I'm like, well, okay, but I'm going to do it once because.
Oh, you can't. Oh, once you do it once.
Okay, let me get on your shoulders. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, once. And then I kind of mess around with them and this and that. And they're like, get me off, I'm scared. I'm like, well, don't get on my shoulders.
My daughter wanted to be thrown onto the couch. And so I would like heave her like a sack of whatever, rice or anything. Just heave her onto the couch. And once, even 5 times was not enough. Well, Pete's doing cocaine. And just make sure it's not fentanyl laced. It's bad for you. It turns into like a 15 minutes of fucking CrossFit where it's, okay, get her, get her. I gotta stand on the other side. I gotta bounce it out a little bit. I have one very overdeveloped side, and the other side's gonna be just the support. I gotta switch it up a little bit here.
That's the thing. I've got like my right side is just huge, and then my left side. Well, no, I'm pretty good shape.
Oh no, the left side is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been carrying a camera for 30 years.
This side really strong.
Very straight.
This finger really strong.
This finger.
This action really strong.
Asshole. How long?
That's it, right?
Play an asshole. 35
minutes. Yeah, there you go.
Look,
punch.
I got all my muscles from
here to here, here to here. These fingers worthless. Shoulder, arm good. Arm good. Lat good. Fingertips of 3 fingertips good. And then this action. Or this action.
Well, how did it go for you with the microphone? Did you get anything out of that?
No, microphone is very light. I'm very strong, Pete. I just didn't have a big enough. I didn't have a big enough tool, right?
Oh, that's what she said.
I know. Damn it! If only I had a bigger tool, I probably would have gone into a different field.
Don't. Don't.
Am I gonna say it? No, I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it.
This action, very strong. On the other hand, it's like, oh God.
Exactly. So what are you guys doing today?
Oh geez.
Well, that's wonderful.
Real strong.
Very.
And then with the long answer, you're like, okay, pack the shoulder and get it. Really just trembling hand holding it out in an isometric hold for 3.5 minutes. While some celebrity just talks in circles.
Chris Hemsworth, how was the movie? That's all I got.
That's all. That's it.
He's like, you want to throw a little enthusiasm in that?
Chris Hemsworth, I will say, always enthusiastic.
Yeah. Well,
At least as far as a, if we're talking about people who are enthusiastic and unenthusiastic. Who's unenthusiastic? I can't even remember, to be totally honest.
Well, I mean, we can come up with people. I don't think they want to do that, but there was
That's what the
oftentimes
people want to know, though. To be
that
honest,
but it was oftentimes that people would show up and they clearly reeked of liquor because they were drinking in the limo line.
mm-hmm.
So what would happen, for those of you who don't know, they would line up the limos in order for the celebrities to get out and then get their photos taken, or they would go and sign things for fans. But then they get to you and you're like, I said, like, you clearly could smell that they were drinking the entire time they were in the limo, which I don't care. I mean, it's fine with me.
I would be doing the exact same thing. I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But many
especially
people,
if you're anxious about something, you're like, oh, I'm going to have a couple pops and then I'm going to go do this 40,
this thing interviews that I kind of really don't want to do.
Yeah.
People just shouting dumb questions in my face all night.
Yeah. What are you wearing? I don't
clothes.
Know. It's
that's literally what somebody said to me. I know the question is, who are you wearing? Because that references a designer. When you're like, what are you wearing? They're like, I'm wearing a tuxedo. You can't see that.
Yeah,
I was like, I got it. I see what we're doing here. I'm sorry. Wrong question. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh dear.
That happens so often.
I can never tell because I have a very poor, as almost non-existent sense of smell. Right. So people will be like, how drunk were they? And I'd be like, were they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't smell it. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. That's funny.
Somebody reeks of weed.
You could tell. I mean, you could visibly.
I mean, if they were like,
well, they were never
red-faced.
Yeah.
And I certainly have had to talk to people who are red-faced and stammering. Yes. And then you're like, what the fuck was going on there? But since I can't smell, I always had to like, could be anything to me. But no, if it was like smell, just based on smell, if somebody had like, a swig of whiskey before they started the carpet, like I can't tell. I couldn't tell.
But and I agree, given the same circumstance.
Yeah.
You've got to do something to kind of calm your nerves because you're about to go get inundated with.
Sure. Yeah. Some people are really great at it. Some people are really fucking good at it. The Rock. Really
they are.
Good at
it. Yeah, exactly. Well, if you have your talking points.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm going to talk about. And you'll see those guys come down the line and they say the exact same thing to every outlet. And you're like, okay. Well,
some people, and I would always listen to what they were saying and then ask a different question. Because if they've asked somebody, if the first three outlets have asked them the same fucking question, like, I don't know, I don't need to do that. I'll do something else. And you can tell when you've thrown somebody. But you can also tell who gives you a genuine answer that is, that is unscripted, that weren't talking points. I still would maintain like The Rock will answer almost anything, but he does have fallbacks, right? It's like making fun of a co-star, making fun of like whatever, Kevin Hart or whomever it is at the time. Who else was really good? Chris Pratt was really good at it. Cause he would just like say whatever. There are people who were really good at it. And then there are people
they're also comfortable. And
I think it was like older school guys were not quite as comfortable with it.
No, but so like Robert De Niro and Pacino was really good, but like De Niro, he wasn't really on board with doing any of that stuff.
Did I ever tell you Will Ferrell once apologized to me for not being funny in an interview? It was like a junket for Semi-Pro, and I had him at like 5:00 in the afternoon. And I was like trying to like, I was off camera. I wasn't on camera. I was like trying to like what I thought was like lay up things that he could joke about or riff on at the end. And at the end of the interview, it was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm just so tired. And we're like, you're my second to last one. I'm so sorry.
You're
I was like,
"No,
it's fine. Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I had a phone that you could watch TV on. And so I was shooting, but I had like a live news feed because there were things happening in the news at the time.
Mhm.
But I'm set, everything's set, so everything's fine. And we're shooting Ray Liotta, and he came over after the fact, and he's like, what is that?" And it was a phone with a live feed, and this is before iPhones and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "That's incredible." And so he and I talked about this phone that I had that had a live feed on it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah,
So when I'm
and he was
watching
a
that,
very
I
he was
can't do
very
a Ray
sweet.
Liotta impression. I have a friend who does a Ray Liotta impression. I can't do it.
I
Otherwise,
I
I would do
I,
it
I
for you
couldn't
now.
do one to save my life.
No, me either. I can't do it. I can't really do any impressions. I remember being in the office and Hunter was like, let's have an impression off. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's
don't want to
like
do
20
that.
minutes of me looking these people up,
I can't do
and
this.
Jeff Daniels would be like,
I don't have,
"It's
yeah.
not all about Nam, man."
I don't have, that was not bad. I don't have like an impression like in my back pocket that I could just pull out. And frankly, it sounds exhausting. Again, like unless I'm Daryl Hannah and I'm getting paid for it, it's like, what are you fucking doing? Is anybody at a party be like, "Oh, that's a great Obama. Good job, man"? No, fuck. Everybody's like, "Oh, this guy again."
Hey, that was almost a Jeff
Shut
Daniels.
the fuck up. Hey, here's my whoever. I don't know. Here's my Robin Williams impression. It's like nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear it. Put it away. Put it away. Put it back in your pocket.
I'm just going to quote the words that they say. I'm not going to.
Whatever it is. I don't even know. Who do people do impressions of? That's a big one.
Or
whoever.
Christopher Walken's.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah. I mean, again, another one that you're just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Stop it. Please stop it.
Everybody's got a Christopher.
Please don't do this. Please don't do this. You're embarrassing yourself.
And neither of us are going to do that.
No, God, no. No, God, no. I think it's like, I'm sure there's like time it's like fun to play around with, but unless you got like a really good one, don't just,
yeah.
I think we're good with that.
Let's yeah, exactly. Let's talk about something else because you just throw into that. What you were trying to do did not come off. It was a complete disaster.
It was a failure.
You're doing Bob Saget. I mean, who does Bob Saget?
That's true. I guess unless you've got one that's like so random but so good, like Mark Wahlberg, right? Like, I get it. God,
or like a Ray Romano.
Oh,
everybody's got a Ray Romano.
Yeah, you're like, Jesus Christ, just stop.
Hey, it's just you're like, okay, I get it. You're doing the best you can.
Yeah.
But
and I'm sure
what are we trying to accomplish?
And I'm sure what we're about to engage in is extremely insightful and hilarious, rather than you just spending an obscene amount of time trying to mimic somebody's vocal patterns.
What are we getting at in this?
Actually, a little bit of hidden information that you don't want to hang out with the person doing those impressions.
Yeah,
that's what you're learning. I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you because it seems exhausting. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. You're sitting there at dinner and they're just throwing things at you and you're like, come on, dude.
You're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, why do you take all of this stuff with him?
What is that? Paul Giamatti? I don't know.
Picked up his jacket and walked out. He says he's going to the bathroom. That was 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
That's not good.
I don't know, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. What were we talking about? I don't even remember. What time is it? 2:50. All right. I gotta jump. I gotta go pick the kid up. Do you want to leave with? Do you have an impression? Did I hurt your impression feelings? You got one aside from Jeff Bridges? Was it Jeff Bridges or Jeff Daniels?
Oh, Jeff Daniels or Jeff Bridges.
You doing was that the dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not all about Nam, man.
The line in the movie, which would make it much better. It was like one of the other characters' lines.
Yeah, Donnie.
Yeah, it was a Donnie line.
I
I'm
can't-
Walrus. Except you're doing it in a Jeff Bridges boy. You're like, no, it's all bad. It's all bad.
It's all bad.
All right, man.
Well,
Back to
this
it.
is what we're going for. We nailed it, and a wonderful episode. And I'll talk to you soon.
So we're critiquing our episodes after we're done with them. Yeah, I'd give that one a 7, 6. But here's our scale, though. It's from 1 to 42. All right, gotta go.
Come on.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
We're having a blast.
Bye.